Hi guys, this is your boy GadgetMan404 and today's video is a little bit of a review and an initial setup, and I'm using an iOS device because my Android device is on charge. The iOS device seems to connect to the Zino a lot easier than than Android. I've always had issues. I think when this drone first came out they didn't even have an app for Android that was developed in time, and I think it's just a little bit buggy. Most drones, for some reason, they just seem to work better with iOS. So when I ordered my Hubsan Zino, and I'll bring it up there, autofocus, yep. When I ordered this version, I didn't order the bag and I didn't order 2 batteries. But that's what I got. So I don't know if Hubsan sent that on accidentally on purpose, so I will do a real good review for them, because I hear that some YouTubers, that's basically what they do. They send you more than what you ask for, so you'll give them a good feedback, you'll give them a good review. I mean, I'll give them a good review and feedback because it's a great drone. I'm still running 1.1.50, and yeah, it won't do return to home when it disconnects. It won't auto connect like it does with the new 1.1.52. But then all I have to do, and all you guys will have to do, is just turn your transmitter off, and it will do a return to home. It forces it into the failsafe and it'll come home. But that's another video. So what do you get in the bag? So when the drone comes, you've got a gimbal cover. So that protects your 4K 3-axis gimbal underneath there. So when you, and I'm going to do a setup, so I'm going to show you what you get and all that kind of thing, and then I'll do a setup. So you get your drone. I carry 2 lots of, I get this little pouch at the front, and I carry memory cards, charger cable, so I can take my battery bank, and then if my charger's a little bit low, I can put that on charge while I'm using it. I actually got 2 full sets of propellers, and with all the screws. You get all the screws in the bag there, look. So I've got 2 full sets of propellers. I also got a screwdriver which was made out of like what they call monkey metal. It's really rubbish steel and it broke. I only turned the screw 2 or 3 times and it sheared the head off the screwdriver, so I chucked it. But I also got an in-car charger, so the cigarette lighter adapter charger. I got one of those and 2 sets of propellers, and also I got 2 batteries. Now one of the batteries, it will be inside the drone, and then inside the box is the other battery. Now basically your package is this bag inside a very neat box, and it's just got the Hubsan logo on the front. And then, so I put my batteries one either side, and then inside you've got a nice little compartment, so the transmitter goes there. You can put one other battery in here. There's like an elasticated strap, so you can put another battery in there, and then just you could put your memory cards in there or straps and things. So that's how I do it, because I've actually got a little FPV set up. So when I get disconnected, I've got a 2.4 or 5.8 megahertz transmitter and receiver with a camera and a separate monitor. So then as soon as it gets disconnected and it starts to turn around, I know that she's coming home. At least that way I've got peace of mind that it is coming home and it isn't flying away. I've had it now for several months and I've never had no issues, but there will come a day when I might have an issue, and then I have to do something about it. So on the bag, now you would think this is the front. Okay, I would say that is the front of the bag because there's a zip compartment there. But the logo is then, it's on the back of the bag, and it's nicely embroidered sort of embossed into the corner. You get nice little net components, and you also get 3 phone adapters. You get a Lightning C adapter for iPads and iPhones. You get a micro USB, so older Android phones, and then you get a micro USB-C port, which I always have mine connected to my phone or to the transmitter. So, and then all you have to do with this one is you just pull the transmitter down like so, you put your phone in there, and then you connect. Now I'm going to show you with Android, with iOS it works better, but with Android there's a certain process, and if my phone's charged up I might do a separate video on how to bind and everything to an Android phone. And mine is a 4-year-old phone, so it's not a new phone, so that's possibly why I have to do it that way. But there you have it. So this is the drone. I'll just move that bag back a bit. I'll move my phone over there. So when you open it up, you have to open it up with the back legs first, because if you do the front leg, then you can't get the front, if you do the back leg first, you can't get the front leg. So there is a way to unlock it, and you think, oh, it's stupid, it's common sense, but some people might not know. So you do the front legs first, both legs. Then you do the back legs, like so. Yeah, so you do the front legs first and the back legs last. Then just slap a battery in. Do not turn it on with your gimbal guard on, because it tries to initialize, and if you leave the gimbal guard on you're going to break, or you could possibly damage your gimbal. So you take that off. I'm going to place that down there. I'm just going to move my camera and I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to let it do its thing. So I'm going to switch it on. It'll do that little beeping sequence, and the lights, when it's not bound, they'll start to flash. So it just pulsates. So then what I do is I put the transmitter on. So hold in the middle button, that is the power button. You let it do its thing. I'm going to just put my little lead. I'm going to have to change it for my lightning lead, so just bear with me. I've just got to find where it is. Now I also carry a voltage meter with me, so when the lead for the charger is plugged in, you can basically check the cells, so you know roughly what they are before you take off. I always recharge my batteries before I go in the morning. This transmitter, good job I've just checked it, because this transmitter needs charging. I'm only at 1 stick at the moment. But just let me connect my phone up to transmitter. So let's do this. Yeah, sure. So there's the app. So I need to charge everything up, but I haven't been flying for a few days, and I'm not intending to go today anyway because it's raining. Oh, there's a new upgrade. I may as well do this while I'm with you guys. So I don't know what this will do, but it says there's a new update for iOS, so I will do that. Let it do its thing, which I didn't know that there was an update. No one's been saying on the internet that there's an update for iOS, and I do watch Hubsan stuff quite regular. Alright, so now we'll go to open. Bring up this screen. Ah, that's because that's now the Pro version, so they've got the app ready for the Pro, so that must be ready to come out soon. Enter device, and then fingers crossed when it connects. There you go. It's telling me, yeah, SD card is not in place and I've got weak GPS signal. That's because I'm indoors, so I'll leave that there. So what else to talk about? Well, your SD card, to record your 4K footage, there's an SD card slot that is on the left hand side as you're looking away from the drone. So looking down on the drone like that, it's on the left hand side at the back. The other port, which is a micro USB, that is how you upgrade your firmware, etc., by connecting it to the computer. Now, it is very hard to do, or it's not straightforward. It is not done through the app. I wish that when they do this, when they launch the Pro, maybe they could change the app so you can do all the updates for the transmitter, for the gimbal and for the drone through the app, because you have to download a program for each different thing, and then you have to run separate firmware, like drag and drop into the program when it's connected. But one of them you can't have it switched on, and you do have to have it switched on, and it's quite a complicated process if you're not computer savvy. And it only works with Windows computers at present as well. It doesn't work with Macs, so that is another issue. There you go, got a little bit of, because I'm moving. So then what you have to do, or what I tend to do, is, let me try and focus in a little bit more. To change the camera settings, you have to go into video mode. So this is camera mode, so for taking pictures, etc. So you have to go into video mode, and it will say switched into video mode, and then you go to that little icon there, and then you can change your resolution of the camera. So I've got it set at the present time for 1080p, and I do 60 frames a second, depending on the weather, but it's got sunny is off actually, or sunny day, and colour ordinary. If it's a dull overcast day, then I might do bright for the colour, and so on and so on, just to make it a bit more brighter. There's more settings as well. So you go to that cog icon in the top right hand corner, and then you can change all your ISO settings, your exposure, saturations, contrast and sharpness. Now what I tend to do is, if it's a sunny day, I knock the saturation from 60 down to 50, the contrast down from 60 to 50, sharpness I go up to 6, still leave exposure on automatic and ISO on automatic, and that's my camera settings. So whenever I do my videos, that is the settings. I always, if it's sunny, I knock it down, because if it's a sunny day and you have it on sunny, to me it just makes everything look a bit too bright. So the greens look too green and the blues look too blue. I always knock it down a bit so it dulls it down. You can always, in post editing, you can change the colours and you can colour grade. So try and video in a muter colour, and then you can add it up later. It's easier to go up than it is to go down. I think you don't lose as much quality. So that is that setting. And then you always have to bind the transmitter. So you go into your normal settings, and then down here it will say bind aircraft, and it says not bounded. So you just touch on that and it'll say you must bind your so you say yes, okay, and then you have to do the GPS accuracy. Now I'm indoors, I'm not expecting it to work, and yet it's worked. So if you want to do, this is another thing I found, if you want to do all of the features like the follow me, orbit mode, etc, etc, you have to have good GPS accuracy, because it's following the phone, it's not following the transmitter. I thought in a way that the transmitter does have a GPS tracker type thing in it, but it doesn't. That's why you're using your phone. So even when you do your return to home, in a way it's doing it to the phone, not actually the transmitter. But then when you turn the transmitter off, how does it know? It just switches over, and I suppose it just knows, right, transmitter's off, now my battery's gone off, so I'm going to lose this picture in a second, like so. Now you can't do any settings with a transmitter, because you need the transmitter on unless you just bind the phone on its own, because you can fly with the phone. Now I can't get it to work with Android at all, but I can get it to work with my